No, I don't.
Streaming on clickorlando.com, you're watching News 6 at 10 p.m.
Now on News 6, more extreme heat. A slight cool down is coming, but you may not even notice it.
She pulled her gun out on me and was trying to shoot me for no reason.
New at 11 and only on News 6, a driver shares her road rage run-in. She says an angry driver pulled a gun. The charges that driver now faces.
Also new at 10, fired up over a proposed fire fee in one local city. Angry people made their voices heard. How much that fee would cost.
In Orange County, under fire from the state, warned to fully cooperate with ICE or else, while local leaders are pushing back against one ICE demand.
He was very happy because he was finally able to see his family.
Her client just got out of Alligator Alcatraz, a dreamer cut off from his lawyer and loved ones for 2 weeks, and no one knows why he was moved.
But we have to start now at 10 o'clock tonight, once again with the extreme heat. We just can't avoid it. Another scorcher is coming after another day of broken records. I'm Matt Austin.
I'm Ginger Gadsden. Sanford hit 100 today. Leesburg just shy of that at 99. Daytona Beach and Orlando both reached 98 today.
But meteorologist Jonathan Kegis is here with a glimmer of good news. Jonathan, tomorrow's heat will be just a tiny bit less intense.
Yeah, I mean, we're literally splitting hairs. It'll be more like 97 instead of 98.
We're not going to notice.
Baby step. You're probably not going to notice much. The humidity may go down a smidge, so the ACs and all that stuff that has been running through the night, those are going to keep going. It's towards the end of this work week that the rain chances start to go up. It will help us. A lot of us did get a nice cooling thunderstorm tonight, mainly along into the west of I-4. We were talking about that. Cooled us down to 79 in Orlando, 80 in Sanford. We're still toasty in Titusville, 90 degrees. Claremont, we're at 77. Leesburg, we're at 77. So a lot of us lucky tonight to get in on those thunderstorms. Now tomorrow, it's certainly still going to be hot. I showed you this map yesterday for today, and basically all of Central Florida was purple in the National Weather Service heat risk map. There's certainly still some purple indicating the extreme heat. However, it has gotten a lot smaller, and I think gradually through the week that risk level is going to go down. It's still going to be typical Florida hot by the end of this week, but at least we're going to get rid of some of this stuff. We're going to talk much more about that, guys, in about 17 minutes.
See that, Jonathan. Thank you. Now, this is only the second time in history an extreme heat warning has been issued here. Our chief meteorologist, Candace Campos, is taking a closer look at just how extreme the heat is and how it compares to the past. It's in this story on clickorlando.com.
New at 10 tonight, some scary moments on the road. And a Apopka woman says she was the victim of a road rage incident and says another driver pulled out a gun. That second driver is now facing charges. Orange County community correspondent Troy Campbell spoke to the victim about her frightening ordeal.
The suspect was taken here to the Orange County Jail, charged with felony aggravated assault with a firearm. We spoke with the victim, who says she's just thankful to be okay.
She pulled her gun out on me and was trying to shoot me for no reason.
Where were you heading?
I was headed to the Springs, just trying to enjoy my day with my family, but things took a different turn.
Ava Hubble says last Thursday morning, she was driving along West Kelly Park Road when the driver of a white SUV swerved into her path, so she honked her horn.
She sped in front of me and went across me on a double yellow line. I was really angry.
Hubble says when she approached Rock Springs Road, the driver of the white SUV refused to proceed when the light turned green. So she says she attempted to pass the vehicle.
Then she tried to hit my car and run me over. So I tried to get on the side of her.
However, moments later, Hubble says the situation escalated even further.
She rolled her window down and pulled a gun out and went like this and was trying to shoot at me.
What was it like having someone point a gun at you while you're driving?
While I'm driving, pretty scary.
Your name, ma'am?
Haley Miller.
The Orange County Sheriff's Office says they arrested 25-year-old Haley Miller for felony aggravated assault with a firearm.
Do not possess any guns, knives, or weapons, and no contact with the alleged victim, okay? All right, thank you.
Law enforcement, they found her. So are you?
Yes, I am. I was actually quite surprised. I was very surprised how fast they found her, actually. I got a call 5 hours later and they were like, we need you to identify somebody.
Hubble says she's thankful she wasn't harmed. Do you have a message to the woman who pointed the gun at you?
Please get some help. And I pray for you because you just did that out of nowhere for no reason. I'm an innocent woman and you wanted to take your anger out on me. And that's not right.
And it could have been a whole lot.
It could have been a whole lot worse.
An online jail records show Miller has been released from jail on bond. In Orange County, I'm your community correspondent, Troy Campbell, News 6.
Breaking now at 10 tonight, Governor Ron DeSantis is extending what is shaping up to be a record year for executions in Florida, signing a death penalty tonight for a man who murdered 3 people in Orange County. Now, his name is Curtis Wyndham. He's 59 years old, and here is his mugshot. If his face is not familiar or the case isn't familiar to you, it's because his crime took place back in 1992. First shooting a man who owed him money before fatally shooting an on and off again girlfriend, Valerie Davis, in her apartment. Then prosecutors say he tracked down and killed Davis's mother, Mary Lubin, in her car while she was at a stop sign. Here's the death warrant signed today by the governor. Wyndham is now in line to be the 11th person to be put to death statewide this year. Execution number 9 is set for this Thursday. The previous modern-day state record was 8 executions in a year. That was set in 1984 and 2014. The death penalty was reinstated after a Supreme Court decision in 1976.
New at 10 tonight, a packed crowd of people turned out and spoke up in opposing a proposed fire fee for the city of Winter Garden. It was the second community meeting to be held before city commissioners took a final vote. Now that city says the fire assessment fee would help make a $12 million budget shortfall up. At the meeting, city leaders told the crowd the cost of fire services and policing just keep going up. The proposed fee starts at more than $300 and goes up based on a home's square footage. Many neighbors expressed concern for those on limited and fixed incomes.
The tax now wants to go up. You want assessments, you want an increase. Guess what? The pockets are empty.
In November, they can lose their home over this fee.
The Winter Garden City Commission is set to hold a final public hearing and vote on the proposed fire fee on August 14th. Fire fees, hot topic all over Central Florida. Just last night, Sanford leaders unanimously passed the first reading of that city's fire fee. Last month, Sanford's mayor told us the average homeowner would pay about $95 a year. It comes as Sanford is building a 4th fire station to keep up with growth. A second final vote will be scheduled soon.
Tonight, Orange County is once again under fire from state leaders. This time, Florida's Attorney General warns Orange County must agree to transport undocumented immigrants to ICE-approved facilities or potentially face civil and criminal penalties. Community correspondent Mike Valente has more on the letter sent by James Uthmeyer today and how county commissioners are responding.
Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings was not available for an interview Tuesday. But a county spokesperson did send us a statement saying that Demings and the Board of County Commissioners will be addressing the ICE addendum, which is at the core of the Attorney General's letter, at their next commission meeting here, August 5th. The last time we were in these chambers for a commission meeting was earlier this month, when Mayor Demings was adamant that he would not give ICE permission to authorize Orange County corrections officers to transport undocumented immigrants to ICE-approved facilities like Alligator Alcatraz.
You won't sign the addendum regarding transportation under any circumstances? And that's the 287G.
What I'm saying is that I do not intend to sign an agreement that will require our correctional personnel to leave the Orange County Jail and transport federal inmates to some other detention facility within the state of Florida.
You don't anticipate repercussions to that from the federal government?
I have no way of knowing that, so without having a conversation, you know.
Orange County already has an agreement with ICE. It's called 287G, and it's mandated by the state, allowing ICE inside the Orange County Jail. But the Attorney General claims that by rejecting the addendum to the agreement, Orange County is adopting, quote, sanctuary policy, and thus violating the law.
What do you think about that characterization?
Wow, that's a tough one because I don't think we've ever used that word to describe our county. We've been very good at being in compliance.
We're not a sanctuary city. What we're saying is that you can't use our resources to do your bidding. If that is something that they would like to do, then that's going to have to be something that the state pays for. But Orange County took the position in the Board of County Commissioners District 5 that that's not a process that we're willing to participate in.
It's not clear exactly what kind of action Commission will take at their meeting next week. But Commissioner Kelly Semrad says that by refusing to sign this addendum, the county is simply exercising its home rule rights. And she hopes that Mayor Demings stays the course. Reporting from inside the Commission chambers, I'm Mike Valenti, your Orlando community correspondent, News 6.
Ahead at 10, he's been in the U.S. since he was a child.
A DACA recipient locked away in Alligator Alcatraz for weeks. Tonight, his lawyer says her client is out of Alligator Alcatraz, but still locked up. No one knows why he was released. What she says he learned from fellow inmates.
She had gone to be with me earlier in the night, but I left her alone for quite a while.
We're hearing from the man set to spend the rest of his life in jail for the rape and murder of a 13-year-old named Madeline Soto. What could have compelled him to plead guilty? Investigator Mike DeForest breaks it down next. You're watching News 6 at 10, live on a Tuesday night. We're covering Port Orange, St. Cloud, and all of Central Florida. Well, now at 6, he was swept up by ICE, locked up in Alligator Alcatraz for nearly 2 weeks. A man who has been in the country since he was very young and protected under the DACA program, couldn't reach his family or even his lawyer.
That lawyer shared her frustrations earlier this month with News 6's Emily McLeod. Now he's been moved to the Glades County Jail, so Emily reached out to the lawyer for an update. It comes as another group of lawyers is suing over conditions at Alligator Alcatraz.
Central Florida immigration attorney Josephine Arroyo is now able to visit with her client after he was transferred from Alligator Alcatraz to Glades County Jail.
We had a private, confidential conversation with him. He was very happy because he was finally able to see his family.
Prior to his release, Arroyo couldn't get in touch with her client. Arroyo says she sent emails and forms trying to secure a meeting with him.
We would get generic responses saying, we received your request. We do not have a process in place. Thank you for your patience.
Arroyo's client was detained at Alligator Alcatraz for 13 days. Her client told her other people were also transferred. However, we don't know how officials decided who to remove from the facility or their legal status.
You aren't even aware of the process of how they selected the detainees they did move over to Glades County.
Yeah, I have no idea. I did ask our client, though, if there was any other DACA recipients, and he said he was unaware, but that he was transported with other individuals who were here legally, who had work permits until 2029.
This all comes as another complaint was filed in federal court in the Southern District of Florida on July 16th. The complaint addresses many of the same concerns Arroyo had, including not being able to get in touch with her client. According to reporting from the Associated Press, during a virtual hearing on Monday, Nicholas Maros, an attorney representing Governor Ron DeSantis, said the situation had evolved since the lawsuit was filed. He says video conference rooms had been set up and in-person meetings between detainees and attorneys had started.
I'm happy that they're making that change. They should have done this at the very beginning.
News 6 reached out to the agencies listed as defendants in the lawsuit. Assistant Secretary for the Department of Homeland Security, Tricia McLaughlin, tells us no lawbreakers in the history of human civilization have been treated better than illegal aliens in the United States, and yet all they do is complain. ICE also responding, saying ICE does not comment on pending litigation.
We also reached out to the Division of Emergency Management as well as the governor's office for a comment on that lawsuit. We're still waiting to hear back. We also put in records requests with the Division of Emergency Management and the governor's office to try to learn more about how Alligator Alcatraz operates. In Orange County, I'm Emily McLeod, News 6.
I think he recognizes that Stephen Stern is going to die in prison. The death penalty is you die in prison, and he is not getting out ever. And I think that he understands that.
That is the attorney of the family of Madeline Soto speaking with News 6 just moments after the man who raped and killed the 13-year-old changed his plea to guilty for the sex charges. Stephen Stearns also pleaded no contest to the murder charges. Stearns has begun serving a life sentence as part of a plea deal with prosecutors. Now we're learning more about what led up to that agreement.
News 6 investigator Mike DeForest shows us how it may have been shaped by phone calls between Stearns and his parents.
Stephen Stearns is now being held accountable for the rape and murder of Madeline Soto.
You are adjudicated guilty and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
But long before Stearns changed his plea in court, Stearns changed his story about what happened to the 13-year-old.
Do you have any idea where she may be?
No. Stearns originally told detectives he dropped Soto off at Hunters Creek Middle School, never to be seen alive again. But while locked up in the Osceola County Jail, Stearns told his parents by phone that Soto died the previous night at home in this upstairs room where he and the teen had gone to bed together.
She had gone to be with me earlier in the night, but I left her alone for quite a while.
Oh, she was upstairs. Okay.
Yeah, I left her alone there.
Oh, okay.
I had gone downstairs for a while, and by the time I realized anything was wrong, it was just far too late. You know, she'd been gone for a while. Just seeing her pale face and blue lips and how ice cold she was, and it's great.
Stearns and his parents were so convinced he could face the death penalty, they discussed what his final meal on death row might be. In the final episode of our video series, Justice for Madeline, we'll show you how those jail phone calls may have played a role in Stephen Stearns changing his plea. You can watch all 7 episodes right now on our website, clickorlando.com, or our News 6 YouTube channel. I'm News 6 investigator Mike DeForest.
Well, we are now less than 90 minutes away from the next night launch from the Space Coast.
SpaceX is sending up more Starlink internet satellites from the Cape. Currently, they are counting down to 11:37 tonight. The launch window runs until 3:30 in the morning, though. When the liftoff happens, you can watch it live on clickorlando.com and on the News 6 Plus app.
Well, from satellites to radio waves, Ginger and I got to join Monsters in the Morning, a decades-long, amazing show in Orlando. We were talking about our brand new show.
Yeah, bright and early this morning, and it was worth it to be with Russ Rollins and his crew because they are pretty incredible. They wanted to know more about News 6 Tonight, which we just started a couple of weeks ago. As some of you may be watching it. already, and thank you for that. We had a viewer tonight saying that they heard us on Monsters, so they tuned
gave us a
in.
try.
Yeah, so they did. Thank you for doing that. It's an opportunity for us to break down stories that you may not get a chance to hear in other day parts. And it's Matt and I do our own take on the news without a teleprompter, which is what we like.
Conversational look at the news. You can catch News 6 tonight every weeknight at 9 on News 6 Plus. Click Orlando.com and the News 6 YouTube channel. Meteorologist Jonathan Kagas spends a half hour diving deep into the weather and answering your questions at 9:30, and you've already found us here on News 6 at 10.
So congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah, and I hope you were watching at 9:30 and 9 o'clock tonight, because Jonathan showed us this incredible pennant that someone sent. It was this
wild.
crazy cloud, and he explained what it was, and if you missed the science behind it, it's worth going back and taking a look at that.
It is. And I'm going to talk about it again in just 1 second as
well.
well.
Good. Okay.
Plus, we also have an article on clickorlando.com, so head there and find that. Right now, I do want to get to where we have some thunderstorms tonight, some late-night blossomers along into the west of I-4 for the most part. We have a pretty nasty one here, and there's no warnings, at least no severe thunderstorm warnings, but we do have a pretty healthy thunderstorm kind of sliding back from Haines City, closer to Point Siena, likely going to clip the west side of Kissimmee. We also have some thunderstorms lingering around Apopka tonight, also coming out of the Orlando metro, some light rain and lightning around Sorrento, pushing into Eustis and Umatilla, and then we have a slow-moving thunderstorm back closer to Denellen as well, where we continue to watch some of that heavy rainfall. We still have a flash flood warning in play here around Leesburg for the super heavy rain that was falling for a very long period of time around the lakes here, so just keep that in mind. There still could be some standing water out there on the roadways as we watch things kind of fade into the night. That'll happen over the next couple of hours, and we'll clear things out overnight. We'll have a better opportunity for more widespread thunderstorms tomorrow, especially on the east side of Central Florida. So there's 3 o'clock. We'll fire up some thunderstorms. There we go, right along and likely inside to the west of I-95. And then they kind of meander across Central Florida again going forward. Click Orlando.com/pins or the free News 6 weather app to submit your weather photos. This is what Ginger was talking about. This coming in from Apopka. This is known as a pileus iridescent cloud. There's 2 optical phenomenon rolling here, and what happens, you get the warm moist air from the rising thunderstorm cloud, and it helps to that warm moist air condense above it, makes this little cap cloud. That's the pileus part of it. And then with very similar water droplets or ice crystals in here, you get the sunlight to diffract as it works its way through the atmosphere and then moves around those particles to get the rainbow effect of that. So that was from Carrie in Apopka. Happy Heart caught this in Ventura as well. Bill Pass in Orlando getting another one. And then Lisa M in Orlando also caught this. Again, it's the perfect time. You need the hot, humid conditions, you need the thunderstorms to rapidly develop, and the sun low on the horizon. All of that, of course, happened. We knew about the hot and humidity for sure, or the heat and humidity for sure. Rain chances to start tomorrow at about 20%. Temperatures back to the upper 70s, upper 90s tomorrow, a degree or two, dare I say, cooler than what it was today. 40% shot for thunderstorms, though, as you saw there. That'll help to get us a little bit cooler into the afternoon. Theme parks, again, tomorrow, still on the hotter side. We're going to be watching for some evening thunderstorms, though, so plan your dinner accordingly if you're heading to the theme parks. Temperatures tomorrow back to 97. No new development expected over the next 7 days in the tropics. Maybe watching something in the long term as we head towards the end of the first week of August. 50% shot for storms on Thursday and Friday. Better chance over the weekend. It's still hot, guys, but at least those rain chances go up, and we can always use that.
All right, Jonathan, thank you. Well, when it comes to saving an ecological treasure, every dollar counts.
Now the Indian River Lagoon is getting $1 million.
As you can see, it's in pretty rough shape.
Next at 10, how that state money will be spent and what's going on with restoration efforts. This month, state lawmakers approved nearly $1 million for a project to help restore the Indian River Lagoon.
News 6's Paul Giorgio went to see how that money will be spent.
And we just open it up, slip sand inside, just like so.
If restoring the Indian River wasn't hard enough.
This time of the year, this is about where it starts taking that tipping point. Heat index is about 100 or so.
On this day, Mother Nature wasn't making it any easier.
That's Florida for you.
Workers from Sea and Shoreline, a commercial seagrass nursery, try to stay cool as they assemble the foundation for seagrass plantings.
We're making sandbags for the seagrass restoration projects we end up doing out here.
So what's unique about these bags is they are biodegradable, but they also let the roots grow through.
John Than, director of marine aquaculture, will tell you obstacles just come with the territory.
So that way, if something comes by and nibbles on it like a turtle or manatee, the roots don't get uprooted.
The nursery is sheltered from the sun and rain. The water is kept at the right temperature. But the science only gets you so far. These plants need to get in the river so they can begin to make a difference.
So it's funny that we can't actually just go straight down there and put the plants into the boat and go, just because it's unsafe. The concrete's unstabilized and the ramp is not usable.
Right now, the plantings have to be put on a truck and driven miles to where they're needed.
Drive it 15 miles to the nearest boat ramp that's closest to those sites and load it back on a boat there.
But the state just approved nearly $1 million for enhancements.
So as you can see, it's in pretty rough shape.
Jeff Ebel with Hub SeaWorld Research Institute made the request. He says that the money will be used to rebuild the seawall and boat ramp, as well as shoring up this dirt road. The projects will help turn the property into a center for conservation aquaculture. It all starts with repairing that seawall.
It is ultimately, it's silly to think about how, a seawall can actually really facilitate conservation. And the more quickly they can get grass out into the lagoon and restore those habitats, the more quickly we're going to see relief for the dolphins, and the more quickly we're going to see restoration of the whole system.
Reporting in Melbourne Beach, I'm Paul Giorgio, News 6.
Very nice, and we're told there are plans for a clam farm on the property as well.
The seawall and boat ramp are in the design stages and should break ground before the end of next year.
We'll be right back. All right, that's going to do it for us right now, but stay tuned. We'll see you on air at 11 o'clock, and you can find all of tonight's stories plus breaking news on News 6 Plus.
Have yourself a great night. We'll see you in 30 minutes.